While autumn hues shimmer in the slowly sinking September sun, Ontario's most valuable fruit crop is harvested by the 1,200 grape growers in the vineyards of the Niagara Peninsula. Here, in Canada's most southerly reaches, the moderating influence of Lake Ontario delays bloom beyond danger of frost, allowing each blossom to take full advantage of the long, warm growing season. Throughout history, man has celebrated harvest. Residents of the Niagara Peninsula are not about to be caught as the exception. Their enthusiasm and fervor during the peak of the harvest, the last 10 days of September, knows no bounds. Niagara Grape and Wine Country bursts into life. The festival begins with the crowning of its grape king, who is chosen for the excellence of his vineyards. Federal Agriculture Minister Eugene Whelan crowns Ernie Reimer. The minister's presence beside Bill Dixon, St. Catharines alderman and festival president, attests to the prestige of this honor. King Ernie operates an 85-acre farm on the Niagara Escarpment in the town of Lincoln. Other members of the royal family have yet to be chosen. The tension mounts. Vilta Zubrickas, an 18-year-old grade 13 honors student from St. Catharines, who was sponsored by the local Lithuanian community, is crowned Grape Queen. Each year, ethnic organizations and service clubs sponsor more than 30 attractive contestants from the peninsula, who all vie for this coveted prize. The Queen's Coronation Ball, resplendent in its pageantry, color, and excitement, is one of the most popular events of the festival. Prince of the festival, Kevin Schwenker, chosen from members of the area's 4-H Grape Club, is crowned in the garden of the Horticultural Research Institute of Ontario. It's here that the Institute, through extensive research and development, has successfully established the international caliber of Niagara grapes. From Port of Spain, Trinidad, another tradition. Their best steel band performs throughout the 10 days of the Grape and Wine Festival. Their lively rhythms brighten any event: crowning ceremony, wine sampling party, or Caribbean-style jump-up. The tradition of harvest is maintained by holding many of the events in the open. A Sunday concert in the park brings thousands to enjoy folk dancing by skilled performers of the many ethnic backgrounds which enrich Niagara society. Attractions are limitless. During the 10 days of the festival, there are more than 100 individual events on the program. The most popular, of course, are those which pay tribute to the vines and their products. Bus tours are conducted through the vineyards and surrounding points of historic interest. There are wine samplings and judgings, and open-air wine gardens, to name just a few of the delights awaiting visitors to the Niagara Grape and Wine Festival. Perhaps the most amusing event at the festival is the Mayor's Grape Stomping Competition, in which mayors of Niagara regional municipalities jump feet first into the spirit of it all. It may not be dignified, but it's good old-fashioned fun, and that, after all, is what a festival is all about. 45 varieties of grape are grown commercially in Niagara. Each spring, new plantings add substantial acreage to Ontario's vineyards and speed the changeover to French hybrid strains. This will eventually combine the tough and disease-resistant rootstocks of North America with the vinifera characteristics of the most prized European wine grapes. 3/4 of the crop is now gathered by huge mechanical harvesters which straddle the vines, shake ripened grapes onto screens, and convey the fruit to huge containers for delivery to local wineries. These friendly giants of the vineyards can be witnessed in action during the harvest. Hundreds of young folk take over the festival for the Pied Piper Parade in St. Catharines. The parade is organized by the students of Brock University to provide opportunities for pupils from kindergarten and grade school to display their creative inventions. And there's lots of help from visiting groups from the United States and, of course, Trinidad's Champion Steel Band. One of the honored guests in the Pied Piper Parade is the 4th member of the royal family, the Grape Princess, who my mirror tells me is the prettiest little preschooler in the Niagara Peninsula, Jessica Tambray of Niagara-on-the-Lake. There's nothing like a wine tasting party to rush an appreciative response. The festival provides an array of these festive happenings with novel and distinctive themes. There are fashion showings, art displays, and the continuing excitement of the steel band with its lilting sounds of calypso and demanding rhythms of the jump-up. Of particular interest to ladies during the festival are top-notch fashion shows. What better and more enjoyable way could there be to find out what well-dressed ladies, including very young ladies, are wearing this year? The revelry continues with amusements, attractions, and special activities that appeal to all ages and tastes. The Midway runs day and night, while elsewhere wine tasting carries on, and dancing, and the jump up with the infectious steel band from Port of Spain, St. Catherine's twin city. Celebrations reach a remarkable climax during the final weekend. The Grand Parade brings 500,000 spectators to line the parade route in St. Catherine's. A 90-minute whirlwind of championship bands from Ontario, Quebec, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, and New York State. 36 bands, 36 floats. Marching units, clowns, and majorettes contribute to the color and excitement. The Grand Parade is recognized as the foremost street parade in Canada, Canada's flag bearer among international tourist attractions. The Niagara Peninsula, where all this excitement takes place each September, is easy to reach. The New York Thruway links up with all major U.S. networks and starts a mere 10 miles away at the Niagara River. The Trans-Canada Highway brings Canadian travelers to the host city of St. Catharines. It's only an hour's drive from Toronto, less than half that from Buffalo. The Niagara Peninsula is packed with interest. There's the history of Upper Canada with the 19th century charm of Niagara-on-the-Lake, the Whelan Ship Canal, Niagara Falls, bountiful fruitlands, grape and wine country. This is the land of Laura Secord, battleground of the War of 1812, seat of government for Upper Canada in 1792, land of the Mennonites, where the Pennsylvania Dutch settled in the early 1800s and helped to develop the orchards of peaches, pears, plums, and cherries, which have grown to be a source of pleasure for all Canadians. This is the land where 23,000 acres of vineyards, tended by 1,200 skilled growers, produce grapes which are processed into wines that earn international recognition. A reason to celebrate? It certainly is. That's what the Niagara Grape Wine Festival is all about. Our heritage is a worthwhile experience. Join us if you can for those last 10 days of September when we celebrate our good fortune.